Coming to you live, brothers, at 10 hours 39 minutes, and it's Wednesday, September 18th. This is just to start us off, brothers. As you can see, our African Descendant American women have finally given up on us, and I'm not going to talk about them. This is more for us to understand. This is to understanding our plight right now. I keep saying this. This is going to sound funny to many of you because you was raised by African Descendant American women. They been gave up on us long time ago. If we really don't want to peer in and really research and seek out why slavery really happened. Slavery happened in every race, even in Indian, natives. Every race have slavery, and we was the super slave race. We was the race that once we lost our women, and our women, the same race women were the only women to give in, to fully give in. Throughout history, we don't talk about it. I was looking at it. Elvis Presley had sex with a black woman. Bill Clinton, Billy the Kid, all these historic figure white men, French, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Hispanic, Oriental, Middle Eastern, Iraqi, Israelites, Hebrews, Moors, Muslims, Christians, they have sex with the same race women, African descendant women, for the longest of time. Right now, even in Africa, they're being colonized with Japanese and, well, basically Oriental and Asian babies. So that's Vietnamese, Thai, Japanese, Chinese, from all places. They're being colonized. We didn't look to that because we remember our mothers is our nurturers. They are maternal, so their maternal instinct kicks in and they nurture the son. But one thing we took our eyes off we took our eyes off on a prize. Men, we took off our eyes. Our focus was never supposed to be our women. It was supposed to be our actions. And when we stopped our actions, our women, they were the only race of women that from beginning of time were told they were empress. They were queens. They were stronger than every woman. So when they felt that since they were stronger than every woman, then their sons, the men in the family, wasn't as strong, but the men was actually strong. See, women only see power, respect, and the manipulation of love. I don't call it love, quote unquote, manipulation of love. They don't see love as you treating them well. You making sure food in their belly, their clothes, making sure their children have a father to look up to. That's all. They don't see love. They call that spousal support. And they call that having a standard. See, they don't call it a bond or togetherness. Or they don't. A woman said, a man have to nurture her. No, a man should caress her and cherish her, protect and provide, and have discipline upon the children. The woman is maternal, so she's a nurturer. She's fertility. She has the womb. She's the one that chastises. And we have been lost our position and our duties as a man and woman. It was a civil war 10 years ago. Whether you opt in or opt out of it, it was going on. We had a civil war. When I was in the military in 2000, I was saying, I came back home, I'm like, what's going on with same race men and women? In 2003, when I was getting prepared to come back home, I seen so much of hate towards me and I've done nothing to them. And then now when I talk with the same race women, it's a fight. It's always African, quote unquote, black women have always supported and loved the black man, quote unquote, black man. And that was not always true. I can't think of nothing throughout history where it showed women. I seen women being independent and being individualists. I see that, but I don't see the full support of the man. The full support of the man is when you talk about supporting the African descendant American man, they're talking about supporting the men in jail or in prison. Don't matter what they did. Yes, they passed laws, they done things. They was never talking about the brother that that they didn't think was attractive. But it's funny how I see African descendant women talk about attraction, but then they talk about how we choose fat women. They choose big, ugly white dudes. They choose out of shape white men. I laugh when I see it. It's just, and it's just baffling, but it's no more. I just laugh. I don't have, you may to you, I may seem as I'm hurt. No, I'm not hurt because I'm speaking from a sight and the truth of understanding facts and knowledge, experience, research, studies through the spirit. Women never was on our side. Now they want to say God is woman. God's not a woman. The creator is not a woman. A creator is all-night, finite being of everything on this earth. But the things that he have done knew for that there was male, there was female. Each side had to do certain things. We did not cause the woman to fall, and the woman cannot cause us to fall. So when women try to put blame and the stature only on the man, that's when I have to tell her to pump her brakes and say, hold on. Throughout history, it's been proven. Even they gave up. I'm sorry. When you allow the man to spread your legs and rape you, that's giving up. I don't care what no one say. I'm going to tell that to my daughter. I'm going to tell my daughter, if anybody attack you, if you're not fighting, screaming, kicking, punching, biting, tearing, if you're not doing everything in your power to get away, you have gave up. And that's what our woman did. That's what the same race women did. They wasn't scratching. They wasn't fighting. They was allowing the man to stay to tell the other woman. There was even movies that shows this in the old day movies. You can YouTube them. That the woman was accepting herself being raped. There's a YouTube videos when I seen on a multiple cases on accounts that now women even said, we accepted our rape, but black men, he didn't accept that. No, we're not going to accept being raped. We accept who we choose to lay down with. We're not going to accept who's raping us. And if we can fight, we fight back. And you wonder why, that's why I told us men, his brothers, it's okay to cry. It's okay to express yourself. Because you leave that bottle up and it explode. And then you become angry. Then you start bashing your race. And when you bash the same race woman, you bash your mother. Then you bash your sister. You bash your aunt. I don't care what they done to you. It's not that serious to me. Just as I don't know what another black, quote-unquote, black man did to a quote-unquote black woman. I wasn't there. Excuse me. I'm not her father, not her uncle, I'm not her brother. I wasn't around. But I know I can say for the women in my family, I haven't hurt them in no shape, form. I have been through things with them because it's a learning process. That's how I know our women are weak as hell. This is a lot of them, majority of them. I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about women that will have lay down with a white man and have a baby and then still talk about African Descendant American men. But you just laid down with a man that had 5 children and he can't take care of 5 children for the simple point he don't have enough of bodies in himself to spread himself out to take care unless they all live in the same household. If that's not happening, he's not taking care of not 5 children. Then if you lay down and have a baby, I know a woman who laid down with a man in my city. I talked to her. A man had 13 children. Well, the child she had in her belly was 13. He wanted to marry her. So I asked her what happened to the other 12. She had no comment. I said, exactly, that makes no sense. And you're so in love with a man. I don't do the fake analogy of the quote unquote what you call God can redeem you. A 61 year of age man told me about my favorite. He's one of my favorite rappers. He do inspirational or what you call quote unquote gospel rap. He said he's seen it before in all these people. Well, he's 61 and how long he been alive? And he's talking about the last 20 years. So the last 20 years. So let's even it out. Just make him 40. So what was you doing for the one from the day you was born to the day 40 of your life? See, I don't excuse that. We have people on this earth that excuse all these years. Think about how karma work. If you treat someone bad, so as these women was treating their sons bad, they wasn't nurturing their sons. They're still not. They think going to another race of man was going to better their sons. No, it's going to keep what we already have alive and make it worse. Because now you're going into that relationship with hatred, and you're making a baby. It's okay for a white man to be racist, or a Middle Eastern man, or an Asian man to be racist. But when the African descendant man is racist, not racist, but I'm telling you, I'm not racist. But I know at the same time, no, I got an Indian associate. I have a straight Indian. He's from Middle East India. I have an Indian guy, a native guy associate. I have a mixed guy associate. We don't go through that. Only time we go through that is when we try to tell each other about each other, that what's supposed to happen and what not. And I don't have those type of guys I'm around. Every guy I get along with, you can talk about if he's Hindu, if he's Muslim, he a Moor. And you know the funny part about this? We agree on a lot of things. It's just that when you get into what we call a patriarch and matriarch, that's when you disagree. That's when you don't even agree, because you don't even stand on the same thing. I can't agree with you if you don't stand on. You talking about if the creator is this, so what did you do for the first 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life? Now all of a sudden, you so great at what you're doing. When my nephews and they hear me, or my cousins, I'll call my nephew, my male cousins and my nephew, or my men cousins, the young men cousins, and they hear me sing, I say I didn't grow up in the church. And they understand that. They don't look at me as being high and mighty. They look at me as he's being OJ. But they know when it comes down to it, OJ ain't not doing that. They know their uncle and their older cousin is not doing. He never been in prison. He never been in jail. No, he wasn't around because you could be around so much. You got so many family members. That's why get-togethers are important. That's why that's a culture. We could say we don't. I don't think we have one, but we created one. When we stopped being around family, we ended the culture. When we stopped fighting for each other, we ended the culture. That was our culture. Fighting for each other and bonding and togetherness. But our women throughout history never really showed that. So if you a man, and you take on women talking points, I'm not dissing them, but I'm going to speak the truth. That women talking point, I never laid down with an opposite race. She was, if we can say it, she had African descendant in her. Every woman I laid down had African descendant in her. Now, women lie. I had one woman talking about she was more African descendant, but she had Puerto Rican or Dominican. She lied about that. So I don't know if she was Puerto Rican or Dominican. I don't know. Or Cuban. She was dark as a Cuban woman, because Cuban women look really Caribbean, but African descendant. So she was lying to me. So I really have no idea what the truth is. We don't talk, and I don't have her number, and I have no terms on even talking to her again. I don't want to talk to a liar. So if you sitting down as men and we listening to women, make sure this woman got a good heart. Make sure this woman loves you or have your best interest, because I can't say love. Right now, only African descendant women I see, American women that has love, they are actually with the same race. They're not telling young women. They're telling young women. And I was getting to the point where I was doing this. But if you decide to leave your race, think about how you're leaving. If you gotta go call her, I say this. My requirements for the woman stay the same. It don't vary. It don't change. I don't pick and choose how I'm gonna love a woman and what I'm going to accept. If a woman lie to me, I don't care. You can't explain lying when it's blatantly. So if you talking to a guy and you want to lie about it and I find out, that's a lie. It's not, I'm waiting around to see if she for me. I don't care what race. And if that keep me single, so be it. It's when you start, it's when we started accepting things we shouldn't accept it. That's when our women we lost sight. We took the eye off the prize, and it wasn't our women. It wasn't the same race. The prize was the children, and the prize was our goal. But as soon as we started putting pussy in our face, and that's what we needed as a conquest, that was our destination, that was our goal, we lost sight. And soon as you start putting your sight on a woman that has no clue. Women and they'll tell you this. They don't use knowledge. They won't use. They know that you can go to. They rather use they try to use this fake spirit that is fake. Just like the Indian dude with the white woman. Talk about, oh, let me get this. She'd do this little stupid thing with herself. She's like, oh, she closed her eyes and let me think about the spirit. No, that's not how that works. You don't get the spirit 1 second, then sucking his dick and swallowing his cum the next minute. And then go to confession. Then tell him, come on now, that's not how, I don't know what, I don't, my spirituality I don't know how your spirituality works that way. I don't know how it works that way. Because unless you're just talking about of something, if she's saying spiritual, oh, I spiritually felt that. What you felt? You didn't feel how you was just lying to yourself and you tricking yourself for a little moment of pleasure. You ever think about that, man? You ever wanted something, then go to sleep and wake up, you didn't want it no more? That's what I do. It's like think about it, ponder on it, go do something and come back. I guarantee you don't want it no more. But don't tell our women that. Don't ponder it, don't think about it. Don't hold herself accountable and responsible for her actions. So what I say unto us, brothers, I say unto all. If you're okay with women of the same race being racist towards you, it's different if somebody did something towards you, but to hate all the men and not be able to see what's really going on. I'm sorry, I can't rock with her. Remember my friend and his wife asked me. I said, no, I have no respect with African descendant American women or any African descendant woman that go out of her race. Because that's a lie. If you make an excuse for one race and you oblivious, why aren't you excusing your race, the same race, and being oblivious? It's your path, it's your journey, but she made that choice. She taking that journey, they taking that path. Let them be, man. We have to let them go. If we don't let them go, they're going to be our demise. They showed us for the last 10 years, 5 years, but the last 2 years heavily, they've been denying African descendant American men. They're using Caribbean people. This is no diss. I have brothers that might have some Caribbean. They're using you. They're using you men to try to take us. America was the experiment. You don't realize that. That's why it's called the melting pot. The melting pot. Go look up the word melting and pot. And go Google that word. Go to the library, look up that word, melting pot. And see what it says. That's a trial and error. They tried it and look what era we in. ERROR to the ERA. Look what era we in. They trying to get rid of us now. They making TV shows where they calling it something or something with ish or isms. It's a scheme. It's a plot. The subliminal message there. The propagandist is all up in the TV and the movies. An African descendant American woman with a white man. They showing us. The women showing us. They all dating white men. They also in love. You can go to their YouTubes. They beyond black and white elite. They're okay with being taken over. Women was, I don't care what nobody say, women was always okay with slavery. Because they didn't mind. Because it was about power. It's about money. And for us not to realize, how do you get money printed? There's I heard a brother say this. He said it's enough money for all of us. No, it's not. No, it's not. How? How do we on this earth create money? Not the paper. You have to back it up with gold, silver, or copper, right? We don't own no gold. In Africa, is not the gold owned by the British colony? The British Federation, the Roman Empire, the Supreme Rule, the Supreme Order, the New World Order, is that not owned by them? So where are we and how there's enough money? Is the paper, this paper right here has to be backed by something. It can't back itself up. It's got to be backed by an element. And one of the strongest element and the richest element that we have is gold. And the place that has the most natural resource element of gold is Africa. But that's another story. But think about that. But it's not enough. But at the same time, think about the women we are around and look what they're doing. They can talk that mumbo jumbo. I know. I meet men. I've been around the world. African descendant men has always been on their side. They was not on our side. We went to war. We came home with our wives. They weren't wives no more. They're liberated. And then watch these shows. Watch how liberated these African descendant American women in when they're with these white men. Watch their liberation. Their liberation is not about. It's going to be doing everything. All they talking about African descendant American men got with other race men. I mean, other race women, because they let them rule over them. African descendant women of American women talk about she teaching and showing her husband black. How the hell, quote unquote, showing your husband black power? I'm fucking black power already, stupid women. That have no damn sense to it. That has no sense. So when I hear that, I laugh. I say, that sounds dumb as hell. You're teaching someone. How you teaching the leader of your home about black power? See, that's why I use words such as arazo and arashu. Learn what those words mean. When women talk, I use those words. And until we understand that the women is not for us, those women, because there's plenty of African descendant American women or African women that still love their same race men, that still love us. They're showing it. They're proving it every day. I'm single, she's single, but I'm not out there. If you really want to go out to a race, why would you get with somebody that's racist? Why would you get with someone that will have a child, put a seed in her, and then shoot and kill your brother? But then she say that's okay because her brother was breaking the crime or something. But her brother actually wasn't. He was just getting profiled. It was racial hatred. So it goes to show you that if she can lay down with the opposite race man that caused so much destruction on her people, and if the man she lay down with is part of those men and his family, his ancestry, she's willing to do anything. And you gotta leave that note at them. Leave some of these notes. If every race man is better, don't that make every other race woman better than her? Araso.